Hi, I'm Ned and I make games. This video is from my live stream over on twitch.tv/nedmakesgames, where I'm live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. US Eastern Time. I'd love to see you there. Okay, hey everybody. I hope you're all doing pretty well. I hope you had a great Friday night. I had some work I had to get done on Friday night, so I decided so I could go ahead and finish that up. I decided I would just push off the stream until today. Hey Gowie, how are you doing? So, yeah, so we'll just have a special Saturday stream this week. So lately I've been working on, so for our Mario Party minigame, we switched to Hot Bomb. Oops. I don't remember the keybinds. But yeah, so if I can find the right button to press, you should be able to throw. There we go. Seems like maybe. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Yeah, so anyway, I should be able to press a button and then throw the bombs to the other players, but yeah, the keybinds are kind of weird just because they're in a temporary state. But yeah, and then eventually the bomb will explode and then that player is out. So that's what we're working on, but right now it looks very boring, so I want to try to get some art, and we'll start the process by trying to design a character. And I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go for kind of a pixel art style, but with 3D models. So I think, you know, like older PlayStation 1 or Nintendo 64 type games or Minecraft, that kind of look. Mostly because I only have a few more weeks to finish this game, and I don't want to spend all of it on like trying to animate and make model perfect characters, so this way should save some time. But I haven't decided for sure exactly what I want them to look like, so I thought that maybe we could prototype some. Let's see, let's start with a smaller canvas just so it doesn't overwhelm too much. Okay, so, and I'm using a palette called Vine's Flexible Linear Ramps palette on lowspec.com. Thought it has some pretty good variety of colors, so we should I'm hoping that it'll help speed up that aspect as well. Oh yeah, should move the preview up so my webcam's not in the way. But yeah, so this program is called Ace Sprite, by the way. It's a really good pixel editing software. So for this game, I'm kind of thinking that since the like the game is based on Hot Potato, I thought, what if we kind of went with a garden theme, and I could make the bombs be like actual, like, I don't know, some kind of potatoes. And then I thought, well, then the characters could be like for some reason a gopher has been stuck in my head, so I think we'll start trying that. And I thought that maybe if we have any kind of enemies, I don't know, for some reason I keep on thinking of, like, I don't know, aliens, make the potatoes be like robotic or something. So I don't know, that's kind of my inspiration right now, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna make a really simple character here, just to see if it can look good in pixel art form. Then I should be able to, oops, also make it look okay in the model form. It's gonna be hard to get face detail right now, but in the final version we'll have a higher resolution for the face for sure. I thought it might be funny, for some reason I thought it might be funny if he was wearing like a tie. maybe... Yeah, I think I'm actually trying to design it in this low resolution. Might not be too much, or might not be such a great idea now that I'm actually doing it, but yeah, I like Ice Sprite a lot too. It's I've been using it for a really long time, even when back when it was freeware. But yeah, it's really great. You're working on something at Ace Sprite right now? Oh, really cool. Alright, so yeah, there's, I think I'll have kind of like buck teeth and then a nose. That looks fine. Obviously, yeah, like it'll have high resolution, but yeah, kind of a big head. And then he's gonna have to hold the bombs or whatever. So I thought also maybe to improve the or make it easier to animate, I might kind of go the Rayman route where he has no arms. But I don't know, we'll see about that. I don't think it'll be really that hard to animate it if I gave him arms. Should get a UI skin for Ace Sprite. Yeah, actually, it's funny you mention that too, because I was just thinking about that before I went live. Kind of with like a dark theme or something, but... So anyway, I mean, I'm not sure how much this process is actually helping, but... And then I'll have, I don't know, a brighter belly. I guess I should look up what a gopher actually looks like. Okay, so yeah, there's a bunch of different, that looks more like a, what I would call a prairie dog, but okay, so they actually don't really have very big ears. Which I guess makes sense because they burrow in the ground. I kind of like the big teeth. Anyway, okay, so yeah, I think this is... So I guess he won't have any ears like that. We'll just model them on, or put it into his pixel skin. Okay, they do have tails though, or at least that one does. That one looks more like a mole. Not really what I'm going for. Okay, yeah, so this one's tail is pretty short. Okay. I mean, yeah, they're kind of nondescript, so we can, I think we'll make them more fun and liven them up a bit by giving them some, like, ties and bows and hats and stuff like that. And maybe some of the other characters can be other little animals. Nephilim, yeah. Probably doesn't have to be accurate given it's a Sprite in a Mario Party game. Yeah, definitely true. I'm just kind of looking for, you know, some inspiration because I'm not 100% sure what it'll look like yet. And I'm not, okay, well, let's, okay, so we have like a really rough idea. Like I said, I don't know how much making this low resolution sprite actually is helping, but let's go ahead and try modeling. Okay, I want to center, yeah, the cursor. Okay, so I've kind of set up Blender here to do more pixel perfect models following a really good tutorial I found. But I wasn't able to get permission to show the tutorial on stream, so I'm going to try to do it from memory. But so the main thing is you set up the grid so that it's like, maybe I can see. Or maybe I can show it. Oh yeah, here. So you set the scale to 0.0625 and then 16 subdivisions, and that will give you like 32 pixels per unit or per unit in Blender. And then you can snap the vertices to the grid, and it will give you, in theory, pixel perfect meshes. There's a little bit more you have to do to try to get the UVs to match up. But yeah, we'll do our best. I don't know if, yeah, in order for it to be actually pixel perfect, they have to be really boxy. So I don't know if I want to do that. Well, so we might kind of play around with it and see how it looks. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, and I'm gonna turn it. I just want the default shading, I think. Is that how it usually is? Okay. Oh yeah, it had X-ray on. Okay. Yeah, I'm not super experienced in Blender, so sorry if I make some silly mistakes, but okay, so the first thing I want to do, I think, is move this upward, and you can hold Control. Oh, I'm only selecting one face, so I want to select everything. You can hold Control when you move an object to snap it to the grid. That doesn't always work, unfortunately. Like when you're scaling it, even if you hold Control, it won't stay to the grid. So what you can do is scale and then press Shift S and say selection to grid, and then it will snap to the nearest position. Okay, so let's scale inwards. I kind of need to, oh, actually I wanted to only scale on the X and Y plane. So to do that, you turn on scaling and you can press Shift Z, and now it'll only scale on the other two directions. All right, so this is 6 pixels wide. Okay. I want it. Usually looks better, I think, if it's if you're working with an odd number of pixels. But that will put it off the grid. Okay, so that's kind of a conundrum. Well, let's leave it like this for now. We might fix that later on. Okay, and switch to edge mode. Select these and scale it down. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna try to do is leave it kind of boxy for now, and then we'll get the UVs set, and then I can add some more roundness to them. Yeah, we'll have to kind of play around and see what looks best, I think. Okay. Oop. It went off. Apparently when it goes off the screen, it will move up quite a bit. That one was pretty much on the grid already. Okay, so there's the head. Looks like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 pixels every direction. I think looking at the Gophers, they all kind of have wide heads, so I think it might look good if the top of it, or if it's not as high as it is wide. Okay, and then all right, so let's try. I'm just trying to think. Well, I guess the UVs don't really have to match the grid perfectly because, like I said, I want each of these faces to have an odd number of pixels. So I think what I'll do is I'll just stretch the UVs across 7 pixels on our texture. Okay, so if I did that, then I'll add 1 more pixel here as well. Yeah, I hope that won't make... Because I kind of like the whole model to have a consistently sized pixels, but I don't know, probably... It's probably not super important. Okay, so what else do I want to do? He's kind of boring right now, so I think he needs at least a nose. I still kind of want him to have ears. And then I don't think I'll model the tie or anything. That will be just part of the texture. Then we'll need to have his hands. And I don't know. I don't even think I'll have feet. I think the feet might just be part of the texture. Because like the actual gophers, well, I guess you can kind of see them, but they kind of like, they're kind of stubby and their fur is so thick, they almost kind of blend in like a penguin almost. Okay, so anyway, let's add a nose. Okay, so that's not snapping, or is it? Doesn't look like it. Okay, oops. If I say selection to grid, okay, there it goes. And now I could probably, okay, so yeah, it just doesn't snap right after you extrude. Or loop cut, I mean. Okay, so selection to grid. Now I want to add something like that. Oh, what happened there? R. You've even worked on a model with this very method recently too. Oh wow, really? That is kind of funny. Yeah, I've always kind of liked the low poly pixel art style of modeling. It's so I thought since it kind of fits with this game, why not try it out? But yeah, I don't have like I said, I don't have a lot of experience in Blender. So yeah, this will definitely be a interesting experiment. Okay, so how much do I want the snout to come out? Let's see. Hey NTT, how are you doing tonight? It works really well for cutesy art styles. Yeah, I think so. One of the there's this cool game called Frog Gun that I've been seeing on Twitter recently. I really liked it. Has this kind of style, and I really liked it, which is one of the things that inspired me. Okay. So I need to extrude first. All right, there we go. Selection to grid. All right, so how much do I want the nose to pop out? He's looking kind of like, I don't know. It looks almost like a pig right now. I think it's too wide. Okay, so let's select this loop. Okay, unfortunately, Oh yeah, so we broke the loop, so it's not gonna select everything at once. It's not a huge deal. Okay, we might need to add more pixel density because it looks like this might be a little bit. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it being a square. And I think if I brought it down, that would be too weird again. So I think we kind of want to put it in the middle, I think. So how hard will it be to scale everything up? Hopefully not too bad. So let's see. Select. Oops. Select everything and scale it by 2. Okay. And then move it up. And hopefully that won't make anything too wonky. Oh no, it looks fine. Okay, so yeah, we basically doubled the resolution of our model. You gotta be careful, of course, because if you make it too high resolution, then you start to get a lot of work to make the pixel art, but I think this will be okay. It's still not too bad. Personally, I think you get better freedom from having more pixels. Yeah, for sure. Then again, maybe you're a fan of high res, low res. I think so. I mean, I agree with you. I just, I'm afraid if I make it too high res, it'll just take me too long to make all the art. But yeah, we probably did need more. It was probably way too low res before anyway. Okay, so let me think. So the eyes will be right around here. And then he has a little snout. What about the buck teeth? Maybe they should also be like they should be actually physically part of the mesh that extends downward. Okay. So that means we need, oops. Did I? Okay, just making sure I didn't accidentally create another thing there. Okay. Okay, so yeah, another thing is I still do want to have odd numbered pixels here, or an odd number of pixels on the front. But yeah, we'll see. I'll have to play around with it, I think. I think that's maybe too wide. Okay, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so now we would take this. I'm gonna have to redo some of the topology here, I think, because yeah, I should have extruded this out with the snout, but we can fix it, I think. I am. So extrude that. No, I think I can, if I select those two and press F, okay, yeah, then it creates the face. Alright, so that wasn't too hard. Okay, so I can kind of see how it's going to come together. Alright, so now let's make little ears. I just want ears, even though maybe they're not the most accurate for gophers. Yeah, they should probably be in the middle of the head. Alright, so they're pretty much on the side of the head for them. But I think mine will actually be on the top. Maybe I'll just extrude these faces since we already have them set up. And see how that looks. Oh, I scaled by accident. Okay, I guess I undid the extrude. Okay, I think I can work with this. Okay, so let's try to UV it and see what we can do. This area is going to be kind of difficult. I think we can get around having some squished pixels by just having flat color. And then, so that way I can like offset the center part so it's centered. And then we'll just like have like a half pixel or 1.5 pixel that's all one color or something like that. Okay, so do I need to do... Okay, so for the face, let me think. I'm not worried too much about shading because I am gonna actually have a lighting system. I'm thinking what it'll do is kind of like a cell shader, except it will pick from like 3 or 4 different textures. We'll have like a highlight, low light texture for each. So yeah, we'll have to play around with that and see if it looks good. But I guess we will probably want to paint on some like occlusion, but Ace Breath officially pimped out. Oh, you got a oh, what's it called? A theme? Yeah, I'll have to go look into that as well, because mine is looking pretty drab. Okay, but yeah, I think the proportions are looking pretty good. What I want to do, do I want to give him like some... Maybe I should extrude out the cheeks a little bit on the sides. That might be kind of cute. And then I think I want to make him like unboxify him a little bit, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that will work with the pixels, but... Okay, yeah, thanks for that link. I'll definitely look into it. All right, so I kind of have an idea of what I want it to look like in my head. I guess what I could do is just kind of like texture him how I want it to look here and then make the UVs match, because this is simple enough that I could probably just do that relatively easily. by just like placing every UV section where I want it to go. Okay, let me save this file first before I get too far. Okay, so one thing I want for this, I want a pretty big texture because I want to be able to have like multiple expressions. I don't know if I need it to be 128 though. Let's see. We can always increase the canvas size, I suppose, although that would mess up our UVs, so we got to be careful about that. Okay, let's change this to 64 for now. All right, so I'm gonna try to draw out the different sections of him, and then I'll put the match the UVs to that, and we'll just see how that looks. For the UVs, if you remember correctly, the technique is cube unwrap, pack island, snap to pixels. Yeah, I think I'll do something like that, but that's how that tutorial that I followed did it as well. But I think I'm going to kind of work backwards here, and maybe I'll regret it, where I'm going to texture the, like create the texture first, and then make the UVs match the texture. Okay, so let's see. So for the face, probably, think. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this square is 6 by 6. So technically we have 6 by 18 for this section. Okay, let's try that resolution. I might double it depending on how detailed I want the eyes to be. Well, yeah, the proportion, that is something to worry about, but I already think that I'm gonna kind of fudge the pixels here, like on the body, because I want the tie to be centered and I want it to have an odd number of pixels. So I'll have like some flat colors that we can kind of stretch across. At least that's my idea anyway. We'll see if it works. All right, so yeah, it was 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't they have a measuring tool? I guess I could just do this. So. All right, yeah, so that's 18 or okay, I'm kind of confused by all the numbers down at the bottom. Okay, yeah, sorry, my monitor or my overlay is blocking the measurements. Okay, so what do all those mean? Okay, let's fix that. There we go. Okay, so we've got, okay, so I think this top one, yeah, is the coordinate. Okay, and so I was reading the bottom right coordinate, so then the size is the next. So that's 16 by 8. Oh, right, but I want 18 by 6. Okay. All right. And now we can just fill. Okay, so this is for this eye area, but I already think it's going to be too small because I need to leave some, some bits around the side. So basically, I would only have 4 by 4 pixels for the eyes. which I don't think is going to be enough because I kind of want them to be expressive. So I think I'll double this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I keep pressing Control scroll bar because that's how you zoom in Unity, but oops. All right, so let's just let's just make some pretty plain looking eyes for now. Going to be staring at you. I have a feeling that's not going to look too good because they're so set far apart. And then I'll have the cheeks. Oh, I didn't extend the cheeks outwards. Kind of want to do that. Let's just do one side. Okay, so did I do this right? Okay, let's actually, yeah, I should probably work in the 8th sprite format for now. All right. Oh, 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so I want to put this into our Unity folder. So I think the easiest way is just to open it up this way and drag and drop. Okay. I'm going to close it just so I don't have to try to find the file again. Okay. I guess we don't need these files anymore. So now open. Okay, I'm gonna have to navigate to it anyway. All right, so now I can select these. Okay. Yeah, maybe they won't. It must not show up until I do a cube projection. Did I get the... Looks like I got the proportions wrong, or I guess it doesn't actually matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, so 6 and 4. So yeah, they are too wide. I miscounted that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's actually 6 by 16, not 6 by 18. Oh yeah, we could use the textile density add-on, but like I said, I'm trying to be kind of picky, so I'm gonna try to set it up myself. But alright, so if I've got to export it again. Okay, and then I have to say reload. There we go. Okay, so that looks better. So can I just scale it? Okay, so it's set to snap to the grid already. Which I guess is nice, but actually I don't want it to scale uniformly. Oh, what have I done? Something like this. It's more work than doing that unwrap, but since I want to be kind of picky with how the pixels look, maybe it'll be worth it. I don't know. We'll try it one time. All right, so now I need to get this to show up. So I have to go to the materials. Material, and then create a new one. And then I set it to emission. And then I press that and say image texture. Okay, and now, all right, there we go. And then I want the, gotta get closest. Okay, so now we have pixel. Okay, so kind of got it working. Obviously it doesn't look the best right now, but we'll just go with it. Okay, so that's the eyes. So I'm gonna turn it back on to mesh view. Okay, so for the rest of him, I guess we'll keep the same resolution for the entire face, even though we'll probably be wasting some pixels for like the cheeks and stuff, but okay, so in that case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. So 4 for the nose and cheeks, and then 2 for this chin area. And then also, yeah, 2 more for the ears. But the ears will probably be separate. Okay, so it was 6, but it was doubled, so it needs to be another 12. And then all the way across. Is that right? It's saying it's 35 pixels across. Oh, it's too far on that side. Okay, so 34 and 12. Oh. There we go. Okay, and then the snout is this area here. I'll just take a darker. Let's see. So it's okay, so it's 3 pixels on either side. So that means it's 6 pixels either side here because we doubled the resolution. I need to find the center again. 14, 7. Okay, so 12 by 8. Is that right? That seems too big. Oh yeah, 6 by 8. Okay, sorry, I doubled it too much. And actually, I think I left 2 pixels on the bottom, so it starts here. Is that right? How? Yeah, it's 4 pixels wide, or 4 pixels tall. Okay. No, that's too purple. Now it's off-centered. So this is 14, so 7 is centered. Okay, I think there needs to be... Yeah, so I made this... Okay, that's 6 wide. Okay, so I think I just made this side too short. And then so 2 pixels there, so it should be 4 here. So I'll go ahead and do the teeth. Okay, so the teeth actually, yeah, they come out except for the last pixel on the nose, so. All right. Keep opening Unity by accident. Okay, so now we reload. Okay, and turn back. So if I select... Oh, I forgot these little cheek bits. So to do that, I just need to add just a couple extra pixels on the side. Oh, I didn't export. I probably, yeah, I probably should have done the, what's it called? The texel density thing for the face. Because really the only thing I wanted to try to be fancy with was the body, but. Anyway, so once we get a good looking face, we can see how it looks and then move from there. So I think it'll work out fine, I think. Maybe this might be a little bit more work. Anyway, so we need to select. I'm gonna do these front facing ones. I feel like there's got to be a way to edit them without calling from the center, but Okay. All right, so kind of got it working. Now what do I want to do with these bits on the side? Probably, I don't think I'll ever, well, I don't know, maybe we'll put detail on them. Because I guess the parts closest to the nose should be a darker color. Yeah, so maybe I should just do a strip along the edge for it or something. I wonder, well, let me select this loop. Okay, they could be symmetric actually. I'm not sure which faces correspond to what, unfortunately. Okay, so these, okay, so this part is the top of the snout. Alright, so it seems like, alright, so the ones that are on the top and the bottom are co-positional, which we probably don't want because this area will be colored differently than the top. Okay, but sides would probably be fine. Okay, so the sides are right here, and then the top and bottom are down here. Let's see. Wait, I just realized these cheek flaps should be 2 pixels wide. Yeah, because everything else is doubled. But maybe, I think with these cheek things, we might actually, that might be one part where we kind of fudge the UVs, because I think I'm going to want to make the Gopher a little less boxy in general. Okay, and let's see, I guess it just depends how many pixels we want to give these. Now, how much does the margin have to be? Because if it's too small, you have to start worrying about bitmaps, but maybe we should just turn off bitmaps. I don't know. I'll leave it 2 pixel margins for now, I guess. Okay, so we'll give these pixels, because that's for the top of the snout, and then the sides. I kind of like to rotate them so we can have like one strip that goes all around. But I guess, yeah, I won't really know how it's done until I get something on this. Okay, so let's see. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think I actually counted that correctly. Okay, so it's 12, so I think we'll use half resolution for this. So 6 by 2 for the top of the nose. Again, I guess we gotta decide. Let's make the bottom part closest to the nose. And then the next part is close to the face. Okay, and then we've got 1, 2, well, it's 6. So we've got 3 pixels for the next part. We should probably make them a different color so we can tell. And then, okay, so we got the bottom. So this is just 1 pixel, and then we've got 2 pixels for the sides of the teeth, 3 for the bottom of the teeth. I'm just gonna kind of put random colors for now. Okay, so sides of the teeth. And then the bottom. Alright, so let's try to match up the ring to this. Reload. Okay, so first up. Oh, right, I was going to make it 2 pixels, and then I went and did it 1 pixel. Margin. Okay, well, it's easily fixed. Alright, so... okay, so everything has way more resolution than I had done. I mean, should it have the same as the face? I'm not really going to be able to answer that question until I get some art going, I think. But I'm scared to commit to it if I'm going to change. Okay, but I mean, if we make it the same resolution as the face, it's... I mean, the only bad thing would be that it's just, it takes up more room on our bitmap. Okay, but if I... okay, well, I'm definitely going to have to extend the bitmap because I'm going to want to have more expressions. Yeah, so the only other thing we really have is the body. And I guess the other parts of the head as well. But they can... I don't know, maybe... well, I think the front of the face should be high resolution than the rest of it, at least. But let's see. Okay, I think I need to actually see if I can get something cute looking here. Let's try to get some final looking art. Or not, I guess it won't be final, but some okay looking art. I know the actual gophers don't have whites in their eyes, but Okay, I think the eye itself is too circular, maybe? I think that did help. Sorry, kind of zoning into the art. Been a while since I've done pixel art. Actually, I was looking forward to this. I don't know. Maybe it'll be fine. It's pretty high res for me. I could shrink it down. I don't know, the eye's not doing it for me. Let's see how some other people. It's not really what I was looking for. What would it be? Low poly texture model. Yes, these are higher polys, really, or higher resolution texture. Oh, you know what? I think the reason why it looks weird is because it doesn't have an eyelid. Okay, let's. Oh, he's too mad. Let's see. So probably we want to have. I don't know. Does that look good or not? Maybe we should just do like highlights actually on the corners. Kind of like a outline type thing. Okay, actually, the gophers have little tiny noses. Most of it is covered with fur. Okay, that's good to know. So I guess I will keep it brown. Yeah, this eye, not liking it. Let's start over. I thought I could fill an area. Oh, yeah, this is what I was looking for, the rectangle tool. Of course I do it with the wrong color, but that's fine. Let me think. Let's just try to get a good shape. I think starting off with a circle was wrong. Yeah, that are... I think that already looks better. And then the other one, yeah, I think he needs to be... Yeah, I think the eyes need to be a lot closer for one. It is early. Doesn't need to be super symmetric at the moment. And then maybe instead of having a white, we'll just give him like a white pupil. Yeah, we have to be careful with lighting on the model because, like I said, there's going to be actual lighting in the game. So we kind of just want to do like occlusion and outlines. So a lot of the stuff will be, I know in real pixel art, you need to be careful about pillow shading, but I think for this, pillow shading is kind of what we want. Not to go overboard, of course. Yeah, this eye shape is. Well, I'm feeling it a lot more, I think. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I'm not too careful, he's gonna look like an alien or something. So maybe a little bit softer color. I don't know what actually looks best. No, I really don't like him with whites. Let's see. Let's do. I mean, yeah, there's all different kinds. Maybe. Probably gonna be cat size and stuff, but. Okay, not the most help. Okay, let's come back to that. So, Gopher's nose, so it's pretty small, but let's give him some little nostrils. I don't know. Okay, I think this might be a problem of not having an odd pixel thing. Yeah, almost usually it always looks better if there's odd number of pixels. So maybe I don't think I want to give myself more resolution, so please squash it. Yeah, and I'll fix up the model. I don't know, he's not looking very cute. which I kind of want a cute gopher. Okay, that's looking a little better, I think. That did not help. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with the outside of the eyes. I think I'll look. I think one of the problems right now is that it's so boxy as well. But yeah, and when I get the final thing set up, I think it will look better because I'm gonna kind of bring out some of these edges. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then have a shine, probably. Oh yeah, that's better because he has got 2 buck teeth. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. And then put a little bit of a darker. Yeah, you're supposed to shade with this orange, but it looks kind of strong. I mean, I guess I don't have to. I can do whatever I want. So we can add a bit of a highlight on the cheek. Okay. I was trying to think because, like, one thing I wanted is I would like him to be able to have expression. So I'm trying to think, what do I need to add here? I guess, oh, he needs eyebrows. That's probably one of the reasons why it looks funny. Um, And maybe that's actually looking a little better. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. All right, so if I flip or mirror this, let's see how that looks. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sold on it completely, but I think you can go with it. Alright, so for the top of the nose, be like that. The only thing I'm worried about is like, see, I have, the nose is like half resolution right now, which I think is probably okay, or these side parts, but it's just if I ever made like a design on the nose, then I'd want it to be mirrored here, so I should probably just play it safe. Right, so there, and then so this next part, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then against top. And then I guess we'll put the teeth part down here. It has 2 more for the bottom actually. And yeah, we'll mirror that. I guess if I really had to, I could mirror the entire thing, couldn't I? Although, it'd be, like in UVs I could mirror it. But I have this odd pixel here, so it might be a little difficult. So 4. And... oh, right, and this is odd. Okay, well I took care of that there. So this is 7 and 4. This should be on the bottom actually, because that's... can it? Yeah, I might be able... oh, it actually fits perfectly. Okay, so there, and then against the Gopher. Okay, so yeah, it's looking better, but I don't know. Something about him is still... I'm not completely sold. I guess, yeah, he needs a little bit of shading under his eye. Yeah, I guess he is still mostly flat shaded, so it's not the best. Just doing that actually added a lot, I think. And then this area should also be in shade because it's underneath the nose. Yeah, so we want, again, we want to be careful not to do too much lighting here, but yeah, we can do some simple like occlusion and that kind of thing. probably should shade this part of the eye a bit. Okay, let's see. Oh, Blender just crashed. The material. I didn't save the material, I guess. Oh yeah, and also the UVs are messed up now. Okay, so this is going to be interesting to try to fix. Because the mesh wants an even number, but I really want to work with an odd number. So gotta try to squish a pixel somewhere, and I might have to add an edge loop to get it to work. Or stretch a pixel, rather. Okay, so so the edges of the mesh, I kind of want to just have this light pixel around it for kind of like a rim light effect. Do I want to try to keep that one pixel all around? I think that would probably look better. So maybe, okay, so we might have to change some of this, but I think around the edges of the mesh, we should try to kind of keep a 2 pixel margin, one for the edge pixel, and then one just a stretch pixel, and then we can, so in order to keep this centered, we'll kind of stretch the UV across like 1.5 pixels or something. I hope that's making sense. I'm worried that if I do this now, it's going to make it difficult to edit the rest of the head. But I kind of feel like I have to because I need to see if this works. So if it doesn't, then, I mean, if it makes the rest of it difficult, we'll just have to deal with it. Yeah, I could just manually place the UVs. We don't really have that many vertices, so it's not a huge deal. So I can see what I'm doing. Let's turn off. Oh, what's going on? Oh, yeah, I want that. I don't want the X-ray. Okay, so we'll make an edge, and I need to Shift S. Selection to grid. All right, that's fine. Okay, so now go back into face edit mode. Okay, so we can see it's already kind of snapped to the grid. I want it to be something like that. And then this one. So that edge ends right on the edge of the snout, so I need to bring this like that. Okay, so kind of confusingly, this border goes around the edge of the snout, or does it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't count it there. Oh yeah, 9. Okay. So this part is, so this is, yeah, where we've removed the pixel. So this center part is going to be kind of stretched. Let's see. Does that work though? Cause yeah, if I'm gonna stretch it, it needs to all be one. So we have to only stretch this center part. Oh wait, no. This part actually isn't supposed to be stretched because we're supposed to stretch this pixel here. Yeah, this is pretty complicated actually. Okay. So now what? Okay, so I doubled the resolution now, so the pixels actually are twice the grid pixels, which isn't a huge deal, except I need an edge right here that keeps this edge outline uniform. I don't know. Let's see here. Oh yeah, because another problem is also this nose, since it sticks out, it also kind of has to have that extra pixel. Or that stretched pixel, because we're making it, in the texture there's an odd number. Okay, well I guess why do I do that? Maybe I should just like bring the whole grid or the whole model in 1 pixel. I guess the only thing I don't want to do that, or the reason I don't want to do that is because it's not centered anymore, but maybe that's okay. Because if we did that, then I wouldn't have to worry about stretching that pixel. So yeah, what I really want to do is I want to have like a certain area in the middle of the mesh that just has this texture. And then I want to have another area that just kind of stretches a certain color. And then this outline color on the edge. So maybe I need to do this a different way. Let's see. Maybe I just need to model the areas with a specific pixel and then, or the areas that I want to have a specific texture, and then the other ones I can just like drag to a certain color pixel or something. Okay, so let me see. So I do like the idea of the corners being a lighter color to be kind of like an outline or a rim light or something. And unfortunately, I don't think there's a way I can do that in the shader, so I do need to put that in the model itself. So if that's the case, then I need to have around every edge needs to be like 1 pixel wide, 1 pixel wide area. All right, so let's, okay, first I'm going to clean up. Oh, I'm in face mode, that's why. I wanted to select this edge loop. So I'm going to dissolve those. Everything else has to stay. And then I'm going to scale it all up. Double. Again. And Shift S. Selection to grid. All right, so now along the edges, I want to have a single pixel loop basically around the whole thing. I think I'm going to delete these little cheek things because yeah, I'm going to implement them a different way, I think. So let me see. I don't like the, yeah, it's for no lyrics, but I guess talking is okay. Yeah, whenever you do this, you gotta be careful that you select only the faces you really want. Otherwise, you'll get some weird geometry. Alright, anyway. Okay, so now... oh, I was pressing the wrong button. Okay, so these... control? Oh, yeah. So these edges will be our little rim light effect. Alright, Cowie. Thanks for staying as long as you have. Hopefully by next stream, I'll have something to show off for all this work. I think we're getting there. That's coming along nicely. Yeah, me too. But have a great night, Gowie. Okay, so we have this loop for the rim light, and then I'm going to have another loop for the stretch area. Thanks, Gabba, you too. Alright. Okay, so that's a lot around the edges, but in theory, so that means that the rest of this area, I can make sure it's a constant pixel size, and I don't really care about the, like, the actual, like, way that the pixels map to the model don't matter because this area won't change. The only places that the geometry will change will be this strip because in theory we want this rim light to be kind of constant around the model. At least that's my plans. Okay, so let's I think I'll change the way this is set up then. First of all, we'll get rid of that. Okay, well. Okay, so the only thing is here we kind of want to be able to change this rim light. So on the bottom it's darker. I guess that's fine. We just need to make sure. Oops, that the area in between this is clear. Or is this a constant color? So this should work. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so we want okay, so where's the mismatch in the length? I guess it doesn't really matter a whole lot. And then these edges, I could have made this easier on myself if we didn't have the nose and teeth protruding. Which, I don't know. I think it'll look good this way, but okay. And then oh, I didn't reload the image. Oh, I also didn't export. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, since I have chosen this kind of complicated method, I think it will be worth it, but yeah, I've got to spend some time manually setting up the UVs. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so now these faces. Okay, so they're already almost set up. I just need to drag them. Okay, so is that everything? I know there's a gap. Okay, I think this one just needs to come over. Okay, and looking up there, you can kind of see. So in theory, I can. Okay, this is just a test. Oops. So like if I wanted to add a little bit. Okay, well, that's not actually not what I wanted. Not my plan, but so I could do this and then I could take these two and move them out, and then we could add some shape to the side, but it doesn't affect the UVs for the center of the face. So that's kind of what I'm hoping this whole thing will let me do, and then I can stretch and squash this outside border to try to make like a more organic shape. Alright, so I could ditch the rim light thing, which would make this a lot easier to do. But I don't know, I think it'll look good. But once we get this into Unity, we can see if the work is worth it. And also, like, once we get this set up for one character, I mean, I guess we'll just use the same model for all characters and just switch out the texture. So, I don't know, maybe this is time well spent. Let's move. Is that right? Yeah, I thought that was... Yeah, it's not on a pixel, it's like a half pixel. They all got kind of messed up when I redid the model or something. I don't know. Is that right? It seems like it seems stretched or squished on the model because yeah, maybe this whole row should be yeah, I think the center thing is too narrow, and then Yeah, so everything else needs to be squashed out. Yeah, you can kind of see this. That's messed up right there. That looks better, I think. Oops. Still looks a little squashed, but maybe. Oh, right, I have the whole odd pixel thing going on. So what I need to do is move this row in like half a pixel or something. Or as I move it outward half a pixel. Okay, that seems to be the right thing to do. Maybe I messed up the UVing somewhere. This is quite hard to do. I think I think an easier thing to do is actually map out this texture, and then so that way I don't have to work with all these islands, and then extrude out the little snout part after we've got the face mapped to it. Same with the ears and stuff. Because it's hard, because right now I'm having a hard time. Well, I don't know, maybe that doesn't actually help. Because yeah, I've got to make sure that these edges also map or match with the edge of the nose here. I think making these pixel art models is not as easy as you'd think. But I guess I am making it a lot harder on myself. I'm just trying to think, is there some way, because I want to do this like outline type thing, but I wonder if there's a way I can do it without it being in the texture. And I just realized that my lighting system also kind of needs pixels too, because I'm gonna like switch between textures depending on like the light at a whole, like a texel. So if I have uneven texels, it's gonna look weird, I think. Well, maybe it won't be that obvious, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we're kind of experimenting with the style, so. Yeah, they're definitely squashed. I'm trying to figure out why that is. So we've counted. So between here are these two edges should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it doesn't show the edges here. So we got the 2 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that. Okay. Did I draw too much then? Because we have these 2 extra pixels. So this is 9 by 7. I don't know. I guess it doesn't. So anyway, my idea was that I could adjust like the textile density of each area. But this cheek area is kind of connected to the face, so they need to be the same. But it seems like I miscounted somewhere. 8. So that's the same area here, but it ends 2 pixels before the nose. So because the edge is in between these 2 pixels. So I guess I messed up somewhere. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, so the textile density definitely looks better. I don't know how I miscounted, but it probably had something to do with it doubling the resolution before. Okay, so it's kind of annoying because now I've got to fix everything, but so let's see. Okay, that looks right, I think. Okay, we're actually now we're gonna come into the same thing where the snout is like 8 mesh pixels wide, but 7 texture pixels wide. So in the texture atlas, I think that means so that means it doesn't actually like fit in here on that texture atlas is the problem. Because we're gonna have to do that border bit with the nose as well. You know what? I just realized I don't really have to have all these nice and clean quads because they're gonna be flat anyway. So I can probably get rid of some of them to make all this UV editing easier. I don't know. I feel like maybe we should do a simpler model first before the Gopher to get an idea down. Maybe we should do the hot potato. Yeah, I think I'm on the right track. It's just pretty complicated. It'd be a lot easier without the nose in the middle, but so I'm trying to think if there's a way that I can like UV. I mean, really, all I want is this central area to have like a constant pixel density on this central area of the face, and then, but yeah, so the nose messes it up because the nose in texture width is 7 pixels, but then in mesh is 8. Okay, well, yeah, I think let's come back. So I'll leave this for now, and let's try something simpler. Yeah, and we can try out, yeah, first let's see how the art style looks in the game, and we can try to make that lighting shader. Yeah, okay. I mean, I thought that this was going to be simple in itself, which is kind of why I started with the Gopher. But as we've seen, we'll come back to it. Excuse me, we'll come back to this because I kind of do like the design now. But it's just, I'm not sure the best way to model it. Anyway, okay, so let's make the bomb. Which I think it'll be like a turnip or something. So I have, oh, did it crash again? Okay, so I have the special file. Which I can use to like set up the pixel art environment at the beginning. So let's just call this turnip bomb. So the nice thing about this one is it's basically going to be a box, but then one side will want to have kind of a pointy end. So we can try out deforming. Maybe I just need to give up on like uniform pixels on it if I'm gonna go with this low res style. Oh, I need to set the cursor to the world origin on my start file. Okay, so let's make a new sprite. I'll start at 64 by 64. Set it to index. All right. Okay, so what's going on? All right, so that's basically it. And then we'll want to, like I said, panning's being weird. Doesn't it loop around the cursor? I don't know. Anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, and then on the top, well, I'll have like a flat like card or something to be like some sprouts or a fuse or whatever. But it'll be pretty simple besides that. So let's see here. So how do I want... I think the easy way... So before I was trying to be kind of fancy and... It's having that like border on the outside. I think it'll look really nice, but it makes complicated stuff. Anyway, so let's do 16 by 16. Alright, there we go. I guess if we're gonna go 2 by 2 margins, let's just do that. Okay, so this will be a side, and on the bottom, kind of some of the little radish. Is this? I guess I should look and see what a radish actually looks like. I think of it as being like white and then purple at the bottom. Yes, I was thinking, okay, so it's actually white at the bottom and purple on top. Not always. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I think it's white at the bottom though, mostly, so I had it flipped. Okay, well, that's fine. And then I thought we'd just have a little... some noise to break it up a little bit. don't know if that actually looks that good. um, Alright, so let's keep it pretty simple for now. And then the bottom. I guess I need to do the outlines and stuff if I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, this. Fortunately, that's the lightest color for pink on this ramp. I mean, I can always add to the. Let's just do something like that. See how it looks. Okay, so the only problem, because I was gonna have the outline be dark on this side, but that won't work because the radish is gonna be twirling around. So now I'm trying to think. Can my shader somehow like detect the corners of the model? I mean, I guess if we put we'd have to encode it into the model data somehow. Because I was thinking like I could just make my own light, my own like rim light effect, where we just lighten or darken the edges. I think that will look better than trying to code it myself. But I guess we'll figure that out. Or not code it, trying to put it in the art myself. Alright, so this is the bottom. Trying to find the center. 7 by 7. And how big is it? So 16. Okay, so yeah, the center, yeah, that's right. So this will be like the point. Maybe it should have like a little dart on it. I don't know. It'll be easier to see when we get the actual thing. Okay, and then the top. There'll be a little grass sprout on the top eventually. That looks centered to me, but I guess I should check. And there'll be a little sprout growing out of it. Okay, so these sprites are pretty boring. But that's fine, because I need to figure out what we're gonna do in shader. Let's so this isn't even in Unity yet. Folder. Turnip. So I'm gonna close both of them and then reopen it. Oh. Okay, so the UV texture is way too big, but we can also use this for, yeah, the sprout. Yeah, it's gonna have to have some kind of effect for when, for like sparks or whatever. Somehow this turnip does have to be a bomb, actually, now that I think about it. So I guess we'll have to figure out what the story is for that. So yeah, set this to emission. There. Okay, so now we can select. So we gotta place all the front faces. Oh, thankfully they're already the right size. Okay, so that one needs to be rotated. I don't know what's wrong with my camera right now. I don't know enough about Unity, or not Unity, Blender to be able to tell. I'll just deal with it for now. Okay, and I just gotta do the bottom. Alright, so really simple. Oh yeah, the top should be pink actually, not white. So let's fix that real quick. I think this green will look better. Oh no, that doesn't look better at all. That does though. Yeah, also this palette might not be right for the game either. We'll have to, that's another thing we need to decide on, but that's at least a little easier to fix because we just have to change out colors on the textures. Okay, so anyway, yeah, it's very simple turnip, and I'm just checking that the pattern is symmetric because this 2-point stare is on the same point on each, or same side on each face. Okay, so now we need to add the rim light thing. Okay, well first let's, before we do all that, let's see if my little light shader will work. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Okay, how do I wanna, can you, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, maybe this will work. Maybe, okay, so what I need to do, we won't actually have an animation, but I think I'll store each light in a different frame, and then we can just export each. So we'll have, I guess this is the main light, and then we'll have like a highlight. Let's see. So we can't, well, I guess the highlight for white would be like yellow. We'll just see how this looks. There's nothing lighter than this pink. We'll just do some random thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is gonna look kind of weird, but oh, I just put white before, so yeah. And then we'll need a shadow, and then a deep shadow is kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, and then, yeah, a deep shadow. Yeah, these ramps, I'm not going to do it for me, I think. But we'll just go with it for now. Especially if we're going to go with this style, we need to have a wider variety. I can always add my own stuff, but we'll see if I can find a ramp that will work better for this game. Okay, so anyway, we save that, and can I export frames? All frames. Okay, so okay, so now each of these. Oh, I didn't get the texture 2D array script. Okay, maybe I can find that in a second. But actually, can I use? I hope that Unity has texture 2D array support in the shader graph. I can't remember. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to write it in a script, which I mean, I guess isn't the end of the world, but shader graph is just a little simpler. Well, maybe it won't be, because I'm gonna have to do an unlit shader graph, so I'll have to deal with all the keyword hackiness. Let's see. Okay, well, they do have a sample texture 2D array. This the shader graph. It's kind of annoying because if you want to have custom lighting, you have to add all these keywords, and then you have to add it to a bunch of the all the materials have to have the keywords too. Yeah, I think I won't do it. I think I'll just do a code shader. Could probably get it up and running a little faster in the shader graph, but then I just would have to spend the rest of the project remembering to set those keywords every time, so I don't think I'll do that. Okay, so do bright. Yeah, I don't really know what they call this. I guess it's like discrete lighting. I don't know. I guess lighting textures. Okay, so set that up. I guess I should change the stream info since I'm not modeling at the moment. So we're gonna do a little bit of graphics programming. Sometimes it loses its link to Unity. Alright, so I want... Fortunately, we can't keep a lot of this stuff. Fine. Okay, so we're gonna have... lighting... Text array. So this will all be different because this is for the built-in. I read that Unity is considering doing surface shaders for URP, which I am super excited for. Because the shader graph, don't get me wrong, is nice, but every so often it's easier just to write a code shader, and right now it's kind of difficult. Don't know what my dog keeps barking at. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. Okay, so I'm going to just use a little bit of this code from the lit shader graph to get started. Yeah, we're going to need shadow casting and all that stuff, but for now let's just worry about the main pass. Also need this stuff. Oh yeah, I got one too many keywords there. Fine. Alright. Yeah, we're not gonna do all that fancy stuff. So yeah, that's the forward lit pass. This is all your URP things for their own shader, so we don't need those keywords. This is mostly what we want. Yeah, because we want to get all these shadows. I'm not sure if I'll deal with light maps, and I probably won't do screen space occlusion, so get rid of that stuff for now. I don't know if I want... actually, I probably will want light maps, so let's leave that in for now, but yeah, I don't think I'll do screen space occlusion. Okay, this is fog. Okay, yeah, that's all good. We'll probably want instancing, but... Okay, so here we can just include our own file. Just this lighting textures.hlsl. Alright, so in here, first we need to tell the compiler not to continue if this file's already been included. And then this is just so that the compiler doesn't include this file or compile this file twice, which can happen because the shader compiler doesn't really have objects or anything like C+ or C# does, so it kind of just compiles everything all in once. So when you use this include keyword, it actually like copies everything from this file into here. So if you define something twice, then you can cause an issue. Okay, so the attribute struct is the data that we're going to get from the shader or from the mesh. I guess, yeah, we'll definitely want position and object space. And then we'll want the normal as well. I don't think we need tangent because I'm not going to do any normal mapping. How are we going to... Like I said, I need to get information about the rim light. I guess we can store that in the pixel. What am I trying to say? In the vertex colors. Gosh, I don't know why that was so hard for me to think of. Okay, and then the structure that we'll send to the fragment function will also have the position in world space. Well, first of all, I guess I'll just have the UV. And then position world space and normal world space. And I think that's all. Oh, we gotta do light maps and all that stuff. But well, I think I'll deal with that later. Speaking about that, we do need to get the UV from the model. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so the vertex function outputs this. Oops, this should be input, not index. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We first need to get the texture 2D array. What did I call it? And then the sampler. Okay. I'm not sure. Can I do the scale and offset with this? I guess I don't want to because, yeah, we won't want to for this. So, no scale offset. I'll go ahead and tag it. I'm not sure if, I can't remember if they let you do it with texture arrays anyway. But I would like the texel size, which I think hopefully will work with a texture array. So this will tell us the size of one texel in UV space. And a texel is just a name for a pixel on the texture. And I'll need that because I want the lighting to change for every texel instead of every like screen pixel. Okay. All right. So let's just make something really simple so we can start testing stuff up. So the vertex function takes in the attributes and outputs a fragment input structure. Input. Okay. So UV equals, yeah, I think we just pass in or pass through the UV. Okay, we're not going to deal with the color yet, so I don't want to add stuff that we don't need yet. Okay, so output dot position world space. Oh, also this always needs the clip space position. So position clip space equal is an SV position. And the renderer uses that to know what pixel on the screen to draw every triangle. Okay, so we can get world space and clip space position at the same time using this vertex position inputs structure. And we just need to give it the object space. output, position, clip space. Same thing. So now I just need the normal, and I need to transform that into world space as well. We can use get vertex normal inputs. Okay, and then we just return that. So, oh yeah, so these two functions are actually URP functions, so I need to include them. And I think, oh yeah, it'll have it. Yeah, I just want to copy this line so that I can remember all this bit. So universal shader library, and then we'll need lighting stuff. So I'll just include the lighting file, which should also include these inputs. I hope anyway. Otherwise we'll have to go searching for them. Okay, so now the fragment function outputs a color. And isn't that SV? I don't think that's... I forget what that semantic is. I guess we can look real quick. Oh yeah, SV target. And for some reason it's not all capitals. Okay, so I think right now I want to check to see if I can get the pixel size correctly. So I'm going to like multiply the UV by the... Is that the right way? Okay, so this will give us the size of 1 pixel in UV space. So I guess I need to divide... Okay, so I want to convert UV to pixels. Oh no, so actually what I do is I multiply this by the total size, okay, and then I just take the floor of that. Okay, yeah. Put 2 textile index equals floor input dot UV times. So the X and Y position is the size of 1 textile, and then the W or the Z and W is the total size of the array. Okay, so that gives me a textile index, and then just to turn that into a color. Return put 4 textile index, and then I just gotta reroute this to be between 0 and 1 so I can divide by this number again. So yeah, we basically just rounded to the nearest pixel, or the lower pixel, which is fine. And then for blue, we'll put 0 and 1 for alpha. Okay, so let's see if this works. I included that. I'm sure there'll be an error. An expected string constant at 5. Oh. I forgot to include directive. Okay. Unrecognized identifier, texture 2D array. So that's the wrong macro for that. Let's see. It's gonna be fun to try to find it. Common. I'm looking for defines for all those texture macros. not there. Oh, I know what. It's in this API, so let's just look. Okay, so they don't have the underscore, I think. So that should work. Does it? Yeah, I think the sampler is just the same. Declare identifier, get vertex normal input. Oh, I think it's inputs. Cannot convert from constant structure vertex normal inputs to. Oh, right. And this I need to get the normal world space field, invalid subscript position clip space. Really? Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure that's in the Universal Shader Library input file. No. Surface input? Data variable functions. Oh yeah, here it is. Get normal inputs. Okay, that's. I want the position one. Get vertex position inputs. Yeah, it's right here. Oops. Oh. Okay, I wasn't complaining about that. I was complaining that I misspelled it there. Okay, that's fine. And then implicit truncation. I don't even think that's my shader. Okay, so let's make a material with this. Test texture lighting. Oops. Okay, and this will have this. All right, so I need to. There's a really good repository with a texture 2D array asset creation because Unity doesn't have a way to create texture 2D arrays for whatever reason. I think I stored it when I was working with my grass stuff. Oh, here. There. Yeah, I should add it here as well. But yeah, this I'll paste the link in chat if anybody is interested in it, but it's MIT license, so good to go for anybody. You can import it really easily just through the package manager by there's instructions on the page, so but you copy a little link there and then you can go to your package manager and say install from Git. And I used it in my other projects, and I've used it in one of my other projects, and it's seems really good. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so you can install it that way. Let it think a bit. Okay, so now we can just go in the Turnip and create a texture 2D, if I can find it in here. Texture 2D array. So this will be a turnip bomb. I guess we don't have to do that. Okay, so there's a list in here, and then so we'll want to put each of our lighting textures inside. Okay, and what point filter, and I guess that doesn't really matter. Yeah, which actually I should set all these to point filter as well. Okay. So now we have this texture 2D array that we can place into our material. Let's make the cube with it for now. Okay, so it's completely black. I'm worried that that means that the texel size doesn't work for texture 2D arrays. Not that that's a huge deal, it just means we're gonna have to give it to the material ourselves. But okay, so how big is it? It's 64 by 64. So to test if it texel size isn't getting set correctly, I'm just gonna divide and multiply by 64. Okay. Unfortunately, that looks like the idea. I don't see any... Oh, I guess if you look really close, you can kind of see the texels. But I guess 64 by 64 is kind of big. Alright, well that's not a big deal. We're just, whenever we set the texture 2D array, we'll just have to set the texel size as well. So lighting, text array, texel size, main texture size. Oh, no, I shouldn't use... I shouldn't use the same way because the texel size puts the main, the texture size in the Z and W, and here I'd put it in the X and Y. So let's see. Do that. Well, no, it's actually the texture size, but and then now I just need to set 64 by 64 here. Okay, yeah, and you can really see you can see it as snapping to pixels if we set lower amounts. So now if I import our turnip, oh, it's really tiny. And give it, let's actually just create a new, or I think I'll just move that material or duplicate and put it in the turnip folder. Okay, so here, it's still kind of hard to see a texel size, but you can see it doesn't go all the way to red. And that's because the texel size, or it's matching the UVs that we set before. So yeah, the sides are mostly green and the top is more yellow. Okay, so let's Next up, we want to, instead of doing this, but we're still going to need the texel index because that is going to tell the shader when it should choose like a different lighting value. But we can use the real UV just to sample the texture array. So yeah, this index we'll figure out by lighting, but for now we'll just get one. Color equals sample texture 2D array, and we give it the array value and then the sampler. Then is it the UV and then the index, or the index and the UV? I guess we'll find out. And then return float for color RGB and then 1 for alpha. Okay, yeah, so there it goes. And we can see if, is there a little, okay. You can see on the edges I didn't set up the bleed correctly. Yeah, in order to do that, I just need to add a border around everything. Just not that big of a deal, but we'll worry about that later. I want Unity. Okay, so yeah, and I can change the array index to sample the different value or different layers in our array. So this is the highlight, and then oops. This will be the deep shadow, which maybe I should just make it all black now that I think about it, but. And then so the idea is that we'll choose which index based on the lighting. Which I think should be a pretty, oops, sorry about that. Should be a fun effect. Yeah, so we'll do that, and then yeah, I'd like to make it so that the edges, like I said, have this rim light effect where they are kind of more extreme. So they'll get more light or less light. Why is there? It seems like the edges, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it seems like the edges are already a little darker than the center. Huh. I have no idea why that would be, because it's not like that here. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. We'll figure it out. It might be something like, well, I was going to say global lighting, but no, we don't have that set up. Maybe, oh, I bet it has to do actually with the bleeding, because these edges are blending with the black next to it when it does bitmaps and stuff like that. So maybe should go ahead. It's gonna make it even harder to figure out where everything goes when I try to model a more difficult model, but I guess I've already finished setting up the UVs for this, so. I think this effect will be pretty cool, but as we saw, it's difficult to model for. Oh yeah, so it's not going to update this because I only did the bright color or the standard color. What? Yeah, so just change this back to 1. Okay, it's still darkened it. Did the... Oh, I didn't export. I just saved the Ace sprite file. Oh, how weird. Now they're another different color? Okay, well anyway, I'm out of time, but yeah, we'll figure this out. Yeah, I think I'm committed to this art style now, I think, but yeah, it'll be, well, once we get everything set up, I think we will save a lot of time, but it will be difficult to get the models created. And I just kind of want to do it. It's, I've never tried this type of art style before. I think it'll be fun, so anyway, I hope that you guys all enjoy it as well. But yeah, I need to get going, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll be back Monday at 9 p.m. US Eastern Time. I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday usually. I have a YouTube channel where I upload YouTube videos, game development tutorials and stuff, so check that out if you're interested. See you later, Awkward Brian. Thanks for stopping by. And but I'll put links in chat if you're interested in any of that stuff. But either way, I'll see you Monday, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye bye.